There is no way we could have pulled this off without him. No way. Linda, come up here. She runs this thing. Her staff is the most amazing staff that I have ever worked with. There's too many of them for me to name, but you know who you are, all of you, and thank you, thank you. It's because of them that these events have been successful and that this statue is going to be upheld. Okay, together again forever. Hondo and Jerry Jeff were together only about 4 years. It's hard to believe. However, in that 4 year time period, there was a lot that happened between those two men, and a friendship formed that was more than special, it was eternal. When they met, Hondo had just bought Luckenbach, and shortly thereafter, Jerry Jeff recorded Viva Tolingo in the dance hall. A year later, Jerry Jeff and I were married in the bar here with Hondo as our best man. There were so many days and nights spent here during that time with Jerry Jeff picking and singing under the trees right here and watching Hondo spin his magic. Chris and I were talking today about like how to even describe that magic. And my story I remember is Hondo had a pet tick that was on his leg, and it was above where his boot was, so he could pull up his jeans and show that pet tick. He kept that pet tick there for I don't know how long. It got really big. And I think it finally got tired of the bullshit and just fell off. But, you know, Hondo would say, well, you know, it's not bothering anybody. And, you know, everybody's got to be somewhere. And then Chris told the story today of Hondo was standing in the door of the bar on the other side by the road. He was standing there whittling, and this car came by. And this guy yelled out and said, hey, can you tell me where Luckenbach, Texas is? And Hondo says, yes, sir. You just keep going here, circle around, you'll get to the end, you'll see a road, turn right, then there's a little hill, then right after that, make your next right. And then Hondo stood there for about 3 or 4 minutes and waited for that car to come back by and just waved at it when it did. Oh, that man. Hondo actually had a calling card that said Hondo Crouch, Imagineer, Authorized Distributor. Appropriate. At closing time, Hondo would turn off the lights in the lockup, but not before sneaking out a 6-pack or 2, where he and JJ would sit on a bench out here behind the bar where they felt hidden from any law enforcement that might drive by on the road. The stories and songs rolled on, and when the beer was gone, Hondo would just go unlock the bar, sneak back in with a flashlight, grab a little bit more, and then he'd come out beaming how wonderful it was to own a bar. As the party died down, the excitement did not, as we knew the best was yet to come. Driving on the back roads to Hondo's ranch and looking for the little hill where the coasting record awaited. Hondo would turn off the truck and the lights if there was a Luckenbach moon, and we all leaned forward, practically crawling onto the dash to put that pickup, push it forward enough to pass the rock or tree that was the old coasting record. Just magical. Jerry Jeff, throughout his life, was always drawn to those who knew a bit about magic and lived their lives in search of those moments of wonder. He was able to share these characters with us all by memorializing them in song. Curly and Lil, Stoney, Charlie Dunn, and of course Hondo, to name a few. Hondo and Jerry Jeff helped to light the path for those willing to pay attention to all the magic and wonder we are surrounded by every minute of every day. Of Jerry Jeff's 40 or so albums, only one was entirely dedicated to one man, and that man was Hondo. That album is A Man Must Carry On, and it still speaks to Jerry Jeff's broken heart at his death. As Cleet was working on the sculpture, Chris wanted him to extend the bench so people could sit alongside. Cleet called and said he would like to engrave words on the bench if there was something appropriate. Of course, I looked to Jerry Jeff's words, and sure enough, there in the liner notes to A Man Must Carry On were the perfect words for then and now, and I think applicable to both men. It is with personal pride, quote, it is with personal pride I can say I knew a man whose own sense of security gave him the freedom to enjoy life with its simple, wonderful, everyday magic. Of course, Hondo would never let Jerry Jeff have the last word, so I searched for Hondo's words. There are many great ones, the Luckenbach Moon and his wonderful Peter Cedarstacker writings, which we've displayed some on the back of the bar here tonight. But I wanted words that were personal between the two. It was then that I was drawn to the faded photo that Jerry Jeff kept in his room until he died. A photo Hondo had sent him in the early 70s. There in Luckenbach, and JJ's playing guitar while Hondo picks his nose, totally for the benefit of the photographer. And on it he writes, "Sometimes I think of you too much." Well, that's the story, best I can tell. And it's our hope that this piece of art will convey that message, and I believe Cleet has brilliantly achieved it. Enjoy life with its simple, wonderful, everyday magic.
Yes. Cheers.
Thank you.